What's up, everybody? This is Terrence once again, and I'm back with you for another video on my CCNA lab series. And this lab is the VLAN configuration lab, another one of the labs that I got on my CCNA exam. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go through the instructions, and I will demonstrate how to do this lab, how to complete it, how to perform it, everything. All right, so let's get into it. I have the instructions pulled up, and you can view these instructions on a site called 9tot. Um, if you look at the instructions, it shows two multi-layer switches, and in this lab, the instructions is the task we have to build 4 VLANs, and you got it. It's 4 VLANs. You name them, and then you assign at least 3 ports to at least uh, 1 port to each VLAN. So in all, it's going to be 3 ports. So I have the packet tracer version of this lab pulled up. So again, we're going to look at the instructions. We're going to create 4 VLANs: VLAN 77, VLAN 88, VLAN 177, and VLAN 188. We have to name them, and we have to assign ports to them in switches 1 and 2. So let's get started. All right, here's the lab, and we start with switch 1. Okay. All right. And I'm gonna now. I don't know if you can do this in exam because I tried to use the VTP protocol to do this in the exam, and I don't know, maybe I didn't do it right or it didn't work. But I'm gonna try it on here. You don't have to do this, but what the VTP protocol does is when I create these VLANs in the switch, when I go to the switch 2, it'll populate over there, so I don't have to recreate them. All I have to do is assign the ports. So I'm gonna attempt to do that. Config mode. All right, so it's VTP domain. Let's give it a domain name of CCNA. Now we're going to give it the mode of server. It's probably by default it's already in server mode, but we're going to do it again, just in case you don't know. Just to be on the safe side, VTP mode server. All right, and it's already in server mode. Now we're going to start creating our VLANs. So if you remember the instructions, I pulled them off screen so you can't see them now. But we have to create 4 VLANs. The first VLAN is VLAN 77, name, IT, user, VLAN. And these names are posted. They're in the instructions. All right. The next VLAN is VLAN 88, name, HR, user, VLAN. All right. The next VLAN is going to be, see, now these are voice VLANs. So now we're creating 2 more voice VLANs. So the next VLAN is going to be VLAN 177, name, IT voice VLAN. All right. The last VLAN is VLAN 188, and the name of it is going to be HR voice VLAN. Okay, so there we have our VLANs. right? So now we're going to start assigning the ports. So, and the first port that we need to assign is ports 1 and 2 to VLAN 77. So we're going to do interface range FA0/1 and 2. This grabs both ports. Switch port mode trunk. No, access. We got to make these into access ports first. I almost forgot. Switch port mode access. Now we're going to switch port mode trunk. No, switch port. I'm going blank here. Switch port access VLAN 77. All right, so we've assigned the first two ports, which is ports 1 and 2 to VLAN 77. So next is we gotta assign port 3 to VLAN 88. So interface FA0/3. We're grabbing port 3. Making an access port first. Switch port mode access. Switch port access VLAN 88. All right, so now we're going to work on the voice ports. All right. So let's see, port 1. We're going to put port 1 on there also. So interface, we've already made it an access port, so we shouldn't have to do it again. So let's just grab port 1, FA0/1. Switch port voice VLAN 188. All right. So now let's grab which one was that? Port 1. So let's grab I think that's it. That's the only one we need. Yeah, that's it. Per the instructions. I had to look over at the instructions. So now let's go over to switch 2. First, let's do a right mem to save the configuration. So we're gonna go do right mem. All right. Exit. We're gonna look at our VLANs. Let's do a show VLAN. And there are our 4 VLANs, and there are the ports assigned to them. All right, so let's go over to switch 2. Enable Big T, and remember we use VTP mode, so let's check our VTP. We're gonna set the VTP domain once again to CCNA. All right, VTP mode. Since the first switch is already set to server mode, we gotta set this one to client mode so it'll receive the VLANs that we've already created. So VTP mode client. All right. So as it's converting this to client mode, now let's see if the VLANs have populated. You do so. And there they are. As you see, our VLANs are already populated. Now we just gotta assign the ports to them. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's see what's the first interface. Interface 0/3. We're gonna grab port 3 and add it to VLAN 777. Switch port mode access. Switch ports access VLAN 77. All right, so now we're gonna grab port 1 and we have to make this access ports because we're in the second switch now. So switch port mode access switch port access. Let's see, I'm about to look at the instructions again. Switch port access VLAN 88. All right, and now let's grab port 2. And we're gonna put this one in VLAN, the voice VLAN, okay? Switch port, no access. Switch port, voice, VLAN 177. All right. So now that we've got our ports assigned, there's one more thing we have to do. We have to enable an Ether channel, or LLDP run. And I forgot to do that on the first switch, but let's do that now. We're gonna go back and do that. Okay. So LLDP run, and we're gonna go to the port that they're connected with, the trunk port, and let's see what port that is, port number that is. Port 10. So we're gonna run LLDP. We're gonna interface port 10. And it's LLDP transmit and LLDP receive. All right, and we're gonna do save the configuration. Do right, ma'am. Now let's go back to that first switch and do the same thing there because I forgot to do it. But don't forget an exam. All right. So back into config mode. And it's LLDP run. All right, and now we're gonna interface FA0/10 LLDP transmit LLDP receive. All right, and there we have it. So if we go, we're gonna go back to switch 2. All right, and let's do a show run again, just to look at our VLANs and you know, just to see all the ports that are assigned. Show VLAN. And there we have ports 1, 2, 3 to 3 of the VLANs. Now we don't have anything on the HR voice VLAN on this switch, but we do on the first switch. But that's all there is to it. That's it. You have completed the VLAN configuration lab. All you have to do is create the VLANs, name the VLANs, and assign ports to the VLAN. And you've completed the lab. So as simple as that. So there you have it. I hope you grasp the concepts. And if you like, I'm glad. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. I'll be bringing you more videos on CCNA labs that could be on the CCNA exam. But right now, I'm doing the ones that I got. So I know that they're on there. But these are the 3 that I got. My next one will be the last one that I got for the exam. Then I'll just start doing random lab videos that could be, because it's maybe a 3 out of 20 that you could get. But if you know how to do them all, then you would have nothing to worry about. So again, thanks for watching. I'm Terrence Warren, Cisco Tutor Guy, and I'll see you in the next video.